Welcome to Shark Movie Sunday, where every Sunday we're going to take a look at a random shark movie from around the world. And you know, I probably should have picked a better title for our inaugural episode, which I hope becomes a regular feature, but it is what it is. And what it is a terrible, terrible, terrible no-budget shark movie designed to ride the success of Cocaine Bear and trick the audience into thinking this movie could be as cool as that one. So now that we've established what this movie isn't, let's go check out what this movie is. The worst undercover detective in the world, a guy who wears his gun and holsters to a public meeting with a mafia kingpin in a restaurant that looks suspiciously like someone's living room, somehow manages to infiltrate the kingpin's crime world in order to attempt to take down his empire. His empire includes a drug called HT25, a hallucinogen that's created from the extracts of a shark. When taken, the user hallucinates that they are a shark that goes around murdering people. At the same time, a mutant shark that looks strangely like a crawfish crossed with a hammerhead is stalking anyone who enters the water. Those anyone seem to be the kingpin and his cohorts who are trying to double-cross a scientist. Somehow, the story all comes together, held up by scenes in a hospital where the detective has a full beard, even though according to his own flashback, he shaved it off just before he ended up there. Honestly, what shark? There's some weird stop-motion hammerhead crawfish thing. There's a guy who is clearly in a papier-mâché costume, and then there's the stock footage of the shark. So which one are we referring to here? Having said that, I did like the papier-mâché shark. It takes a special kind of filmmaker with a huge set of balls and a massive I don't give a fuck attitude to make that costume, put someone in it, film it, edit it, and then release it on a Blu-ray disc in Germany. Being a micro no-budget title, the effects tend to be far more creative than most other movies. For example, if you don't have a drone or helicopter to take sweeping cityscape shots, just get some stock footage from a website. Can't get access to a shark to film them? Stock footage. Don't have any police props? Guess what you can use for that? What about when you do manage to film on location, like on a lake, but want to show that there's a shark there? Easy, just use After Effects to mask a shark fin and some water splashes into the frame. Print and cut. When a movie has this micro of a budget with grating acting and a story that seems stupidly silly, finding bits to like about the movie are difficult. I like the fact that the filmmaker tried. That's worth something. It's worth a lot actually. Most people fear doing something because they're afraid of failure or ridicule. But not director Mark Polonia and writer Bando Glutz, who also wrote Christmas Craft Fair Massacre, which looks like something I want to watch, but I'm afraid the quality's probably about as good as this film. These two guys looked ridicule and failure in the eye and owned it. Except this movie isn't really a failure. We're talking about it, and that makes it far from a failure. And ridicule? Well, I think they're laughing along with us at how ridiculous this movie is. I also really like how low budget the effects are. It's a pure case of not giving a flying fuck what anyone thinks and just making something so outrageous and stupid. The litmus test would have been if everyone around them was laughing with them. Sometimes these silly moments are the best, like when the face melts, or those scenes of the shark eating people where it turns into some kind of Robot Chicken episode. Robot Chicken, that's what this movie reminds me of. Look, no offense, other than the crappy acting that I do here on my YouTube channel, I've never tried acting before, but I can smell bad acting when I see it and hear it. And this movie both stinks and hurts my eyeballs. A story can be bad, the effects can be terrible, and the plot non-existent if the actors can at least sell their roles to me. But all the actors in this movie fail to do that. Coupled with the editing that doesn't even attempt to hide the action points, it literally feels like the editor has cut the scenes based on when they've heard the word action on the soundtrack and not tried to create a natural, free-flowing dialogue scene. How did a piece exploring shark movies ended up a critique about acting and editing? I want to talk about sharks, goddammit. Who do I recommend watches this movie? Well, I think the title is a bit of a clue. No, not sharks. I don't think they're interested. It must be cocaine users. They're the ones who'll probably get the most mileage out of this one. And student filmmakers who want to know how to create dodgy special effects with no budget. There's some creative stuff here. If you could look beyond the fact that this isn't Terminator 2, or Jurassic Park, or Lord of the Rings, or The Meg 2. I'm the Artie Dance. You are watching Shockmania. Thank you for tuning in to Shark Movie Sunday. I will see you next Sunday with another look at another shark movie. While you're here, don't forget to like the video. Maybe you'll want to subscribe, and I will catch you next time.